Hello, welcome to Chris's Quick Tips for Google Sheets. Conditional formatting allows you to specify the formatting, for example, the background and text colors for a cell, based on the contents of the cell or even the contents of another cell. To set up conditional formatting for this simple table of fruits, we need to click on the Format menu and then the Conditional Formatting item to open the Conditional Formatting Rules pane. There aren't any conditional formatting rules in this sheet, so the pane opens so that you can immediately enter the first conditional formatting rule in this sheet. The rule applies only to the specified range of cells. If the formatting rule is true, then the conditional formatting is applied to the cell. If the rule is not true, then the cell's default formatting is used. If the cell contains text which, for example, starts with or maybe ends with the text specified in the rule, then the conditional formatting is applied. If the cell contains a date, then the conditional formatting can be applied if the date is before or after a date specified in the rule. If the cell contains a number, then the conditional formatting rule will only apply if the number is, for example, less than or greater than or one of the many other options for number-based rules. If the conditional formatting rule is true, then the cell is formatted as defined in the rule. Bold, italic, underline, strike through, font color, and cell background can all be controlled. To specify the range, click on the Data Range button. This opens a pop-up window. Click on the Start cell in the range and note that the cell reference is updated in the Select a Data Range window. Then hold down the Shift key and press the arrow keys until you get to the end of the range. Then click on OK. At this stage, you will see that the cell range is copied to the Apply To range for that rule. You will also see that the default rule is not empty, applies to the cell, and the formatting, green background, has been applied to the cells that are not empty, which is actually all the cells in the range. You can now select the actual rule that you want to apply to the cell. In this case, text is exactly true fruit. Note that you do not need to put quotes around this text. Also note that the sheet is immediately updated so that only the cells in which the text is exactly true fruit have a green background. You can change the background color to the color that you require. You then click on Done to confirm that the rule is complete. The Conditional Format Rules pane then shows the list of rules that apply to either the cell or the range of cells that is selected. If you click on cell A1, there are no conditional formatting rules applied for this cell, so the Conditional Format Rules pane shows no rules. Now select all cells with the quantity information and click on the Add Another Rule. This time, because you had already selected the range before you clicked on Add Another Rule, the Apply To range is automatically populated with the range. So all you need to do is specify the rule, which in this case will be one of the numerical rules. In this case, we want to have an orange warning if the quantity is less than 10. We also want to have a red warning if the quantity is less than 5. The list of rules shows that the rule has been defined correctly, but it's not working correctly because pears and oranges still have an orange background. The problem is that when a conditional formatting rule is true, none of the rules lower down in the list are actioned. The way to fix this is to change the order of the rules. You can change the order of the rules by clicking and dragging the dots to the left of the red square. You can now see that the pears and oranges quantities now have red backgrounds because they have quantities of less than 5, and the apples and mangoes have orange backgrounds because they have quantities less than 10. We now want to make the item name green if it is a true fruit. So this means the format will depend on the contents not of the cell, but the contents of another cell. Select the range of cells and click Add another rule. The range is automatically populated. Because we want to check the contents not of this cell, but another cell, we need to select Custom Formula Is, which is right down the bottom of the drop-down list. The formula is any valid Google Sheet formula or comparison using any function. For a range of cells, the formula is the formula for the cell at the top left of the range. So cell B3, you want to check if A3 equals true fruit. Note how the box around the custom formula changes to red when the formula is not valid and is blue when the formula is valid. In this case, the formula is a text comparison which is either true or false. The formula looks a little strange because there are two equal signs in the formula. The first equals is telling Google Sheet that this cell contains a formula. The second equal sign is a comparison between the cell A3 and the text string true fruit. If cell A3 contains exactly the text true fruit, then the comparison is true and the conditional formatting is applied to this cell. Note that in cell B4, Google Sheet will automatically change the formula to A4 equals true fruit. As with normal formula, you can fix either the row or the column reference by putting a dollar in front of either or both the A or in front of the 3. When a valid formula is entered, as shown by the blue border, Google Sheet automatically updates the sheet to show the default conditional formatting colors. You can obviously change the default formatting using the formatting styles. In this case, to a bright green background, which matches the conditional formatting for column A. Remember that the only conditional formatting rules that are listed are the rules for the cell or range of cells that has been selected. If you want to see all the conditional formatting rules in your sheet, select the box at the top left corner of the sheet. This selects all the cells in your sheet and then all the conditional formatting rules are listed. If you want to delete a rule, click on the bin symbol which appears when you mouse over a rule in the list. I have just deleted the red background rule and you can see that the cells that were red are now orange.